Yeah, I decided that that woman was right.
Oh shit, I got a downgrade.
They said that I be hating on you. Nah, I just forgot to hit the button. I just
Oh,
hit it.
oh, no problem. Thank you, baby.
All right, here we go. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Test Podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we are live on a Wednesday, ready to do some podcasting after we took yesterday off. Leave us 5-star reviews on Apple Podcast, and we will read them on the show as long as they're nice. The official weapon of the show is
Bum
chair. An unofficial sport is bullet ball and bullet ball. Extreme. And I think I do have a little bit of banter. It probably won't be long.
Mm-hmm.
But I do got a little bit. So
I got two. They small.
Can we talk for a minute? Can we talk for a minute? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about?
All right, Karen, banter me up.
This one, for me, we live in an area, particularly in Charlotte, where we don't have seafood bowls. And seafood bowls is, I guess, is a popular strain of restaurants because it's like,
I feel like we got multiple ones though.
Yeah, we have multiple ones.
Okay.
But the ones that I've actually physically been into, I personally think that they need to do a better job with teaching like the public what a bowl is. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I say that is because I remember the first time we went to one, I didn't know anything. Like I was just oblivious to the whole concept. And so I think that I understand they go, it's seafood bowl, y'all know what it is. And it's like, yeah, okay, you say that, but it's not the culture here. So how would you expect just the mass in general to walk in this place and actually know what a seafood bowl is, other than maybe what they seen on TikTok, what they seen on TV or some shit like that? But you know, if you're somebody like me, I mean, the first time I didn't know nothing. And I think that if they do that, they need to have maybe a tutorial or something. Or I guess you could ask, but I don't know. Maybe it's a mental thing for me when it comes, to that.
Yeah, I'm very surprised to hear you say this because we try a lot of different foods.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember first time we tried pho, it didn't come with a instruction manual. We just decided to try it, and we just kind of, the people, the waiter and stuff, they kind of help you out. We did do a couple seafood boils. The waiters come over, they told us how to use all the utensils and what to do. When we went to that one off of Woodlawn. And it's just, we've tried so many foods without an instruction manual at this point that we just go in and go, fuck it, we've never had this,
Oh yeah.
We've had many authentic cuisines that just, there's no, some of the times the fucking words aren't in English, and we've just tried it based off of that.
Yeah.
So I'm shocked to hear you say this.
I remember the first time, especially for somebody like this, like me and you are very adventurous, so we're kind of exception to the quote unquote rules. But like I remember the first one, I think it was one of the first times I tried the dude bought out the bowl, like a big old bowl. He said some, what's they call a hoisin sauce. I want to say hoisin sauce, and looked at me and was like, "Put it in there." I was like, "Okay," and he just walked away. I was like, "Well, I guess this goes in here."
Yeah, and there's so many seafood boil places. Like there's so many. That's why I said we just don't go all the time. Mostly just because I don't feel like going in there and cracking a bunch of crabs and stuff. But I mean, they're really good. And the problem for me isn't needing the instructions. It's the more of the how much work do I have to get for how much food, and that's normally where I tap out. Is like I don't want to have to crack all my foods. I don't want to have to, suck the head and crack the tail and all this type of shit.
And I guess like that's the part, because like I said, I know how to do it, but you see some people doing it and it's just like, and I guess because they've been doing it for so long, they can just pull out. I was like, okay, mine coming out in chunks. You just putting out a smooth whole ass piece.
Practice.
That's true too.
Practice. So I'm yeah, so you know, but I hear you. I hear you, it can be intimidating, and
It can be.
you know, I just think good restaurants and good waiters and stuff, they understand some people are gonna be new, and they kind of walk you through it. And then also, we've gone through things where it's intimidating. We just didn't give a fuck.
That's
You know,
true.
I remember going to that dim sum restaurant, and I mean, I ate fucking chicken feet
Feet.
for the first time. I didn't give a fuck. It was like, if this
That
is what
place
people
was
eat, and I want to try it.
that place was
And
absolutely
they didn't come over and
delicious.
tell me how to eat the chicken feet or whatever.
Mm-mm.
It's just like, eat it, you know. So I kind of like that, you know, that if I'm gonna try something, but I feel you on that. I was just kind of surprised to hear you say it. Um, I went down a short size, so that was cool.
Woohoo!
I went shopping for shorts because at the gym, sometimes my shorts, because I have these baggy basketball shorts that, you know, I play basketball all this. It's been a couple years now, and I those shorts sometimes it's like falling down, or sometimes they don't have pockets, so I can't put like my phone in there when I have to, you know, like carry my phone around with me while I'm like pushing the sled or doing whatever type of exercise. And so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna buy some more shorts, fuck it. And I went to go try the shorts on, and it was the size I normally get, and I was like, fuck, these shorts are not sticking. This is just the problem. So I was like, oh, I'll go down one size. And honestly, I could go down two. Like,
Oh, snap now.
yeah, like I know part of that is just I like baggy clothes. Like,
Right.
I don't know that I'll ever look the
You
way
want to be doing the
people.
skinny jean style?
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna have the look of a person. Like, like even now it's so funny because my trainer was like, you know, it's important to take pictures so you can monitor your progress, even if you just need to go back and look at old pictures of yourself from like a couple years ago. Which I've never been afraid to take pictures. Like, it's not a matter of like a confidence thing or like a, you know, I don't think I look good. Like, that's not really the issue. So I have plenty of pictures, but I just never took a picture thinking about I need to, you know, make a record of the size of my body or whatever. And so I've been so my progress hasn't really been like a mental thing where I look at myself and go, I look so much different or whatever. And plus it's very early, and I plan on doing this for a long time. But yeah, now but so then I went down to the Nike outlet to get some more shorts. And normally I buy stuff, I don't even try it on because I know my size and everything Nike, so I mostly wear Nike. I always know if my shoes gonna be a 12 and stuff like that. But I went ahead and like went to the fitting room, and I was like, you know, let
Oh
me
shit! You went to the fitting room. That's new for you.
yeah. And I was
That
like,
ain't your jam.
you know, let me just bring the XL shorts in there just in case, just to see. You know, probably be tight, feel like some boxers. I put them back, no problem. And they fit fine. The only issue I have with the new shorts is baggy is so out. They don't come below the knee. All the shorts are either at the knee or above the knee in that
Right.
outlet anyway. Maybe it's different other places, but the kids don't wear them like that. So all my shorts now be showing a little bit of knee or thigh or whatever.
Ah, shit now. Not that thigh meat.
Yeah, but you know what? I was like, you know what? That's just a different, you know, thing to feel, because I haven't really been like, it's a part of my body that I don't think about when I'm talking about toning up, losing weight and stuff. I know I feel stronger. I know my legs are stronger. I know my butt is stronger and all that type of stuff. But I'm not like, I wasn't down there with the measuring tape. I was just like, okay, you know, but I guess I must have been losing some weight down there. So
Yay. Inches. Oh, and my last thing, and I don't know why I thought about this, but I did, and this is more of a quote unquote kudos to you. I realized that I am spoiled rotten. You have spoiled me, and I absolutely 100%. I love it, and I love you, and I'm very thankful for it. And that you spoiled me.
Well, Karen, you know, between abusing you on the microphone, you know how I do, and not laughing at your jokes, you know, I try to do what I can to make up for the verbal abuse I'm constantly spewing on this podcast.
Oh no. My husband, he's very, very good to me, because I'll joke aside, like, I listen to people and I've talked to other people and kind of see, what people deal with, with their mates and significant others and all that stuff. And I love everybody, but sometimes I be looking like, woo, child, a ghetto. I do not have them problems, type of thing. Because it's sad, but particularly for straight people, the for straight men, the standard is low. He don't beat me, he don't cuss me out, he don't put his hands on me, so I guess he must be a good man. It's more to a good man that than that, And so, I appreciate you doing like the little things. And like I said, I work from home, so you do like a lot of the cooking and the cleaning. You wash, the clothes, a lot of them, and majority of the time I can drive myself, but a lot of times you drive me to places, and I appreciate those things. Now
I know you like to be a passenger princess.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And so I appreciate you, knowing me and knowing my personality, and just doing these things because that's just who you are. And it's not like I demand these things from you or tell you have to do these things. It's just who you are. And I just appreciate it. I looked at him and I was like, oh, child, I am spoiled. And I 100% love it. And like I said, the standards is high. So, I don't plan on going nowhere, or nothing like that. Cause child, something was to happen. I don't plan on getting remarried. None of that foolishness. There's nobody in the world that can live up to the standard that you have set.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that. I do try to be a partner. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if you're gonna be in somebody's life, the goal is to try to make it easier for them. Mm-hmm. And then also I think it's just the individual relationships, how people get down. If you were the kind of person that wanted to drive or drive all the time, then then you get to drive. It's whatever people are into. And I think I don't mind setting. I think people feel a way about it, but I don't mind setting the expectation, by which I mean like you've gotten to the point now where you basically expect me to drive you to your chiropractor appointment. But honestly, as long, I feel like it's a difference between setting expectations and feeling taken advantage of or feeling not appreciated. And I never feel unappreciated, which is why, I never mind doing stuff for you. Mm-hmm. And in addition to just, I feel like that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. But we're adults, and people can do plenty of stuff for themselves. So it's not like if I didn't drive you to the chiropractor, oh my God, it's just you set standards and you set expectations, and then you just got to live up to them and keep them, which I think is the hard part for people. And communication is key. If you feel like you can't do it or it's becoming too much, I think a lot of times people start getting resentful and they don't speak up when it's like, I don't want to cook every day anymore or whatever. Right. And I think that's when the resentment kicks in. But we're adults and we figure it out. But yeah, and I want you to feel that way about how you treated and stuff. Even if I wasn't around, that should still be a standard of treatment that you receive from yourself, from other people, that becomes the norm.
Yes, and it's also one of the things where everybody needs this, but it's nothing better than you're literally my number one cheerleader. And because there's been times we've had conversations, and everybody has this thing where they might feel like they're intimidated by walking into a room, or intimidated by certain things, or they might feel kind of the imposter syndrome and things like that. And you will quickly let me know, hey dog, like, you deserve to be here, there's nothing wrong with this, give it a try. And if it don't work sometimes, because I'm jumping out there anyway most of the time, but there are sometimes I'll jump out there, but you still kind of have that doubt. And you've kind of helped me wash that doubt away. And a lot of times, what's the worst they could say is no. And then shout out to my girl Nick Jew. You gotta do it scared anyway, and that's one thing that kind of holds people back. They allow the just that fear to become crippling, and you have kind of helped me push through, a lot of those fears, because I've come a long way. Because I remember when I was younger, and when we first started dating, I was very intimidated by your almost the ability to learn, but how you caught on to things real quickly, and just the way you analyze things. I was like, well, I can't do that. I can't even compare, to do that, but not realizing that I was bringing my own set of tools to the table too, and so, for me, I'm grateful and I'm thankful for you spoiling me. And like I said, I ain't never going back. This is your fault. Once you set certain expectations, people are like, oh, child, I'm not going back to what? We going back to the ghetto. I'm not going back to the ghetto. No, no.
Well, I just mean I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. What is that? What exactly does sexual healing heal? I was thinking about this the other day. I know it's when you get that feeling, but they don't really describe what that feeling is. And is it a medical treatment? If you tore like an ACL, could you be like, I'm gonna treat this with sexual healing?
No,
because I know a friend that he tore his knee in college, and then a girl came over and had sex with him, and it didn't seem like it healed his knee any faster. It felt like
I said might make it worse.
Yeah, it felt like he was just having longer. It took him longer to heal than I think it would have taken if he took the doctor's advice.
A lot of times they tell you not to do, not that you can't have sex, but not to do certain things that would irritate or agitate certain parts of your body, depending on what it is.
And never give up. Remember, y'all, how many publishers do you think it took before they finally accepted the draft of the Bible that we all know? Like, I'm sure a lot of publishers probably rejected the Bible. The first draft of the Bible was probably terrible.
I bet it was. They was like, go back to the.
I mean, it took King James to give it the green light.
Yeah, getting it though.
So
it took Psalms.
If you're a writer, writers write. Don't give up. Trust the process. You're gonna get there, because I'm sure that first draft of the Bible had a lot of stuff wrong. It's like, oh, it took, I don't know, a month to make the earth. And it's like, no, 7 days to make all the creation. Come on, man. We need more. What's Jesus's motivation? You gotta go back to the drawing board for all that. All right, let's get into some other news. Where do I want to start? I knew where I wanted to start, and now I've lost my. Oh, there we go.
Let me see what you want to be. You better move your body. You better move your feet. And I want to groove. Show me what's cool. Riding, caring, baby. LGBTQ news.
They're trying to take us down, but we still around. We lit. They're trying to steal the shine, but we on the rise. We lit. What you can't do, don't do. We lit. Black guys with tips.
LGBTQ news.
All right. LGBTQ news, everybody. It's not all good, but it's not all bad.
True.
It could be all over the place. Grindr's chief privacy officer on the dating apps controversies. This is in the record.media. Grindr, most people know, is the LGBTQ plus dating app.
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds of users have filed a lawsuit against the app in the late last month for allegedly sharing their HIV status with third parties without consent.
Oh no!
Dun, dun, dun. The accusations.
Why do you need this information?
The accusations are the latest in a string of privacy-related scandals for the company, including a 2022 incident in which the site's data sharing practices reportedly led to the outing of a senior Catholic church official as a Grindr user. Damn. That's how you get found out? Motherfuckers swiping right on the priest. I'm like, hold up, that's Father James. Kelly Peterson Miranda took over Grindr's as their chief privacy officer January 2023, following the departure of Ronald De Jesus, or Ronald De Jesus, I don't know, who has alleged that the company stored user data, including photos and videos, after people deleted their accounts, which is a violation of their privacy policy, which is ironic because Ashley Madison doc just literally went through the same thing. Mm-hmm. And so I guess people ain't learned shit. And these companies are so unscrupulous the way that they get your data, and the data is what they're really after. That's why everything's so it's free to use.
Yeah, everything is free to use,
but it's just all so they can just track you. De Jesus has accused Grindr of rampant privacy abuses and is suing the company for wrongful termination. In October, the Electronic Privacy Information Center, EPIC, okay, I like that acronym, a lead advocacy group, appealed to the Federal Trade Commission to investigate the app for its history of alleged privacy abuses. Miranda asserts that the pioneering app's privacy practices are far more rigorous than its competitors. Oh, that's what you're gonna do? You made promises in your fucking app privacy policy. You didn't live up to that allegedly. You can't be like, yeah, But if you was on Sniffies, they put your whole asshole on the internet. It's like,
but
nah,
this ain't
nigga.
Sniffies.
You may what this got to do with them?
Right.
But Craig and them be cheating all the time, baby. I only had one secret family. In an interview with Recorded Future News, Miranda discusses why the HIV status lawsuit is unfair and how Europe's general data protection regulation is discriminatory and why data minimization is critical to privacy protection. Oh, and this is a long conversation, which I won't read it all. But the point being, like, I didn't even know this happened.
Yeah, I didn't even know they would collect something like that. Like, if you going on to, like, how do they get that information?
I didn't know about the lawsuits. I guess so. How they get the information? I'm sure you can disclose your HIV status on the app because that is important to some people in their dating.
Okay, but it's considered, it's gonna stay like here within the app, right? And when you sell it to a third party, that you're selling people's basically medical records,
right? Anything you basically can say, I would like to meet people like blank, is gonna be saved in the app somewhere. So if you have, because you can be HIV positive, you still date, you can still have sex. There's still like ways. There's new drugs and stuff where you can treat it, where you can be HIV positive and still not in a position where you would transmit the disease to anyone else.
Right.
So this is data that might be relevant to someone on a dating app. It might be something you would choose to reveal at some point to people that you trust or want to hook up with, whatever. To just have it go to third party people for whatever fucking reason sounds insane to me. But then two, to have your account after you delete it still be all the data and stuff is still stored there is also fucked up.
Right, because you're telling people you're doing one thing and you're doing the complete opposite, but yet y'all want to regulate yourselves. Y'all don't want nobody coming in to actually go behind y'all asses to be sure that you're fucking dumping this shit.
And keep in mind, this is also a thing where depending on where you live, who you are, your LGBTQ plus status could literally be outing you as it did that priest. So like, your HIV positive status could literally be some information that gets out somewhere, and these companies get hacked all the time.
Yes.
And people's data is out there on the dark web all the time. And if somebody was able to be like, yo, X public official is not only on Grindr, but they're HIV positive, just the stigma with that in this society is unconscionable. But it just reminds me of Ashley Madison doc, because one of the main dudes behind it was like, oh, we just made promises, we just didn't do them. Like, we would tell everybody it was secure. We weren't doing anything more to secure their account than any other website. So when we got hacked, it was like just a matter of time, Let's see. Donald Trump could nominate anti-LGBTQ plus zealot Ken Paxton as Attorney General. He is Texas's Attorney General and a committed Trump loyalist. Now who knows? It's Donald Trump. He says this about a lot of people. He very rarely commits to. He hasn't even committed to a vice president. That being said, he also, there's nothing beneath him. There's no reason he would be like, no, we want a competent, nonpartisan. He's gonna fill his if he wins, he will fill all his slots with the most loyalist Trump cronies he can find,
people that are not gonna push back,
because that was the only thing that slowed him down last time. He would have actually insurrected the country if he had not had, in some key places, people that were like, and not even people that were like, I stand up against this. They were just people being like, I don't know about this. So like, he said he's not beyond doing it. He said, I would actually, when asked if he did it, if he would do it. He said he's very, very talented. I mean, we have a lot of people that want that one and will be very good at it. He's a very talented guy. Paxton spoke at the Stop the Steal rally on January 6th. Right. Okay, keep fucking around, everybody.
Keep fucking around. Keep telling me they the same.
Keep fucking around.
Right.
Whoopi Goldberg is in the news because she defended Harrison Butker, the kicker for the Chiefs, who went and spoke at that college and talked about women and DEI and LGBTQ plus people, and it was very conservative, very offensive, I believe. But Whoopi said, she decided to go ahead and support him, I guess. Yeah, he said, let's see, he ran it against, he called for a return to religious patriarchy that rejects gay pride and demands women accept your lane and stay in it, degenerate cultural values, the tyranny of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and dangerous gender ideologies were among the topics that he addressed. So then Goldberg said, listen, I like when people say what they need to say. He's at a Catholic college. He's a staunch Catholic. These are his beliefs, and he's welcome to them. We want to give respect to people whose ideas are different than ours. I'm okay with him saying whatever he says, and the women who are sitting there, if they take his advice, good for them. They'll be happy. If they don't, good for them. They'll be happy in a different way. That's my attitude. She said she calls herself a staunch free speech advocate. I have the right to say what I say. He has the right to say what he says. When you say to somebody, I don't like what you said, and so I'm going to get your job taken away because you disagree with me, for me, that is an issue. She says it happens to us all the time. That's why I'm standing up for him. But I have to say, just like I have my opinion, we have our opinions. So yeah, that was her take on it.
Girl, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Whoopi's the problematic auntie. I love Whoopi, as you love quote unquote a person you don't know, like that. Like I like the idea of Whoopi Goldberg. But also I recognize that sometimes she's just gonna choose to be old and black.
Yep.
And she's not with the kids. She's not with the woke new shit or whatever. I don't think she necessarily even agrees with him. I would venture that she is one of the few people that are making a legitimate freedom of speech argument, meaning this isn't I agree with him, so I'm making this argument, which is what most people do, which is why people say stuff like fire Kaepernick, but you better, but what, he can't, Butker can't say what he want to say, but I think in this case, she's actually making a freedom of speech argument. The thing I would say to her and anybody, including her at her job, you're not entitled to the job. There are things you can say that make it untenable for you to have a job, where the job is a public facing job where they need to placate to the public. So, and I think a lot of people do this. While I understand what they're saying, and I sympathize with it, in that going after someone's job to me isn't a thing I normally would do. If I don't feel like what they're talking about is germane to their job, I normally wouldn't do it. So like, I think there's a difference when a cop is saying racist shit and part of their job is to police black people.
Yeah, police the public, right?
Yeah. So like that guy, yeah, if we catch your text or whatever, you should not have a job. But if I found out Tom Brady was texting racist shit to Gronk, I wouldn't be like, well, he can't be a quarterback anymore. That's, you know what I mean? I wouldn't think he couldn't do the job, but I would think he can't sell shoes. You can't be on that commercial.
Right.
Tom Brady and the such and such take on so-and-so and the so-and-sos. I would think that. And I think it doesn't help that in the past, we have seen the limits of what an NFL player can stand for or deal for and keep their job. So we know that it's not just ability on the field. It's a lot of it is also just the fact of, does the NFL tolerate certain deviations from their, we just want everybody to watch football point of view. When it's Aaron Rodgers, when it's Aaron Rodgers, they found a way.
Yeah, they did.
When it, with this guy who's not, we haven't been ringing out the name Harrison Butker. You didn't know this name before this controversy for the most part.
Kicker.
Yeah. Kickers get replaced all the time, even the good ones. So I don't think it's about him being good enough. I think what it is what he said is not that out of line with the people they would like to buy tickets to NFL games.
Right.
That's it. Not saying it's in line with the NFL or their ownership group or the coaches or any. I don't know that it's in line with their personal belief system. They might sit down across from this guy and disagree. It don't matter. the people that they would like to buy tickets don't find this to be a thing that they wouldn't buy tickets to see.
Right.
So it's that simple. But yeah, I thought it was interesting that Whoopi decided to go there. Let's see. Conservatives tried to force all schools in California to out trans kids, and they failed.
Good.
Yep. The measure that they had did not get enough signatures to appear on the November ballot.
Yeah, because people are like, hey, we trying to get reelected. Don't nobody want that shit want us voting on this shit. No.
If passed, the measure would have required schools to tell parents if a student goes by a nickname or new pronouns while at school, or asked to use facilities that aren't associated with their sex as it appears on official records. It would also ban gender affirming care for minors in the state. Well, shout out to California, man. They came through on that.
Yeah, shout out to California. And it's one of those things, people look at California and people look at New York. The thing is, they doing the same bullshit they doing out here. The thing is, y'all just happen to have enough people to press back against it for now.
Speaking of positive news, the bill sorry, I had to laugh because what I'm about to read is like positive news. It's like it's positive, but it's also like the ghetto, right? Alabama's don't say gay lit bill died because everyone was confused about what the fuck it meant. So it didn't pass.
They made it too wordy.
Yeah.
They put too much glitter on it.
The good news is it was too controversial because nobody could understand it.
So everybody just said no. We don't know what the fuck it is.
The bill, it was gonna restrict leading the public school teachers from leading discussions on LGBTQ plus identities through the 5th grade. Then they wanted to move it up to the 12th grade. So right now it's restricted to the 5th. They wanted to move it all the way up to 12. Basically, so this whole idea of like, well, they're too young. They wanted to basically be like, well, actually, you just can never talk about LGBTQ people. Ever.
Right, because you put to you a senior. Come on, dog.
Not even through 12th grade, so all the way out of school.
Oh, okay, so we're not gonna cover it all.
Yeah,
okay, I'm with you.
Which is why I always say when they talk, specifically in this instance, I'm talking to people that are, in my mind, I would say homophobic. They would probably say some other word that they don't feel as upset by. But I will say you're homophobic if you listen to this and you're one of those people that's like, I don't want my kid learning about this until a certain age or whatever, which I find ridiculous because what's the right age to learn in a Disney movie when I see the princess kiss the prince? Right. No one's telling me I'm learning. No one, you know what I mean? Meanwhile, if I come from a household where there are LGBTQ family members or my parents or whatever, what's the deal for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, so anyway, my point being, there's this idea of like, well, no, there's a certain age they get to and then you can tell them. And it's like, no, that is a stalling tactic because the next goal is always to say you can't learn about them at all.
Right. Right. And they go after the children, and then what do they do next? They go after the adults. The whole point is they don't want it. They don't want you to exist.
Then they take it out of colleges, and then they call it DEI. Now black people can't go. And I'm especially scornful for black people who fall for this, because there's some black people who are either bigoted enough or uncomfortable with LGBTQ issues enough that they fall for the shit that sets up black people later on. So like, you're not even down for the cause when it comes to us, because you can't be halfway in for this shit. You can't be like, well, it's different if they gay. Then no, don't teach about that. Black history, yeah, put that in there. We need that.
They don't want that either,
it's the same shit to the white people that are upset by it, and the conservatives that are making the laws. They see your black ass the same. So, and of course, that's not even talking about the intersection of black and queer, LGBTQ. That's not even talking about that. We're just talking about if you just made a Venn diagram and they didn't even touch, and it was just only race or LGBTQ issues. It still is coming down to get race next. We're next on the menu every time. But yeah, shout out to Alabama because it didn't pass because
they made it too confusing.
They made too many paragraphs.
Used too many words. This is what happened when you want your constituents to be, the people to vote for you to be stupid.
So here's some of the confusion about the bill. Can you have bumper stickers on cars in the school parking lot that are pro LGBTQ? The property is not the parking lot, Stutz asked. Well, we're talking about the actual building. Butler replied. Butler later told reporters that the concern was ridiculous, but admitted the confusion around the bill may have prevented it from passing. There were lots of questions from legislators on both sides of the aisle. Representative Anthony Daniels, Democrat, the House Minority Leader, likened the bill to bullying. We're bullying a certain class or group of people because they don't have the representation to fight back. That's all this has ever been. Mm-hmm. It's just, I forget the exact percentage, and I know it's probably higher than what's reported. I want to say I saw 4%, but let's say 10%. Let's say 10% of our populace identifies as LGBTQ openly or whatever, if you put a census out. Basically, Republicans went, that's not enough to stop us from passing any legislation.
Right.
It's just enough for other people to other them and feel like, you're the one that's the problem. And no one's going to stand up for them that isn't in the group. So that's really all the calculus on this has been, because they kind of lost something when they got Roe overturned. They lost a thing. It was like, shit, well, we still need something to make conservative people keep fucking with us.
They just move on to something else.
So let's go to the gay people. They the new thing. The LGBTQ people are the new thing.
All those isms and schisms and, all of them start at the root is the same. And then it just branches off. And so they just go down, and we'll go down the string till we get to the end. We'll go down the string till we get to the end. We'll go down. And that's all they're just doing till eventually you have no river.
14 states have sued the Biden administration for the right to discriminate against trans kids. 14 states. Meaning, if that was Trump in office, they wouldn't need to sue.
They sure would not. They would just pass their laws and keep it trucking.
Yeah, they want to sue over the new Title IX rules mandating anti-discrimination protections for LGBTQ plus students, bringing the total number of states suing to the administration to 14. Alabama, South Carolina, Florida, and Georgia filed a joint suit along with the Independent Women's Network, Parents Defending Education, Speech First, and the Independent Women's Law Center. In a separate lawsuit, Texas attorney Ken Paxton also announced a change to the new rules. Now the state of Tennessee is leading a lawsuit against the new rules and is joined by Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, and Virginia. In its complaint, a separate lawsuit has also been filed by attorney generals in Louisiana, Mississippi, and Idaho. The new rules interpret Title IX, which bans discrimination on the basis of sex and education, as legal protection against anti-LGBTQ plus school policies. The idea is that it's impossible to discriminate on the basis of sexual orientation or gender identity without taking sex into account, a legal argument that the Supreme Court has already used in the 2020 Bostock versus Clayton Code ruling with respect to job discrimination. With these rules, any school that receives federal funding will no longer be able to discriminate against LGBTQ plus students.
Right, you want the money, but yet you won't go fuck your rules. You can, at any period of time, you go to say, we can't take the federal funding, but guess what? You need that fucking money.
And this is why Republicans are such pieces of shit, because you want the money.
Right.
You want the money, but you want to discriminate too. Like, you want the government money from everybody's tax dollars. The dollars ain't got no LGBTQ plus mark on it. So the people in our country that are LGBTQ, they money going straight to you discriminating against them as far as you're fucking concerned.
Yes, it is.
No, you can't go to college here. No, you can't. Or yeah, you can go, but you got to use this bathroom and you got to fucking dress like this and use these pronouns. Why? And I would say just don't take the money, but these are the states that be down bad. They down the worst. They need the money.
Yes, they do. And that's
what they talking about.
Right, and that's because y'all are like the worst. Y'all go in, y'all raid the coffers, y'all lower the taxes on the rich and make everybody else pay the difference and hike up everything, and everybody taxes and shit go up, but yet when people go, well, what about your education, this and that, you go, we don't give a shit about them being dumb. What we do care about is LGBT. You're like, bitch, they can't read. What the fuck is this?
And this isn't a law that forces any school to do something. Like, here's what it tells schools to do. You do not have to eliminate single gender spaces. So that doesn't mean you have to get rid of the the boys' room and the girls' room, the boys' basketball team and the girls' basketball team. They didn't say you had to get rid of that. But it simply requires schools to include everyone who identifies as a boy in the boy spaces, everyone identifies as a girl in the girl spaces. So it's basically saying you have to include people, and they're like, nah, fuck that shit. And of course they went to the straight up the thing that never happens, that they also demonize and scare people, which is a boy can walk into the girl's locker room and she could say, I don't feel comfortable, and then nothing. And it's always like, that's not what it is.
Right.
And number two, that can happen now. If you're just talking about straight men walking into women's spaces to look at them or do whatever thing, the bathroom doesn't have a RoboCop at the fucking door. You can just walk right in.
Yes, they can. They do it all the fucking time.
And so when we're talking about things like people being trans, I think what happens is they go straight to like, this is what a straight man want, as opposed to if someone's trans, the amount of things they have to go through to do to the way you have to dress. If you play in sports, you gotta shower and stuff. You have to live a life 100% around all these people that are discriminatory, all these people. Like, it's not a easy existence. And yet the idea that has always floated is this idea of basically like a straight dude being like, I'm a woman, put out them titties, bitch. Like, that's not what's happening. And it's just a scare tactic, which of course just makes it much harder for people to live their lives. But yeah, without Biden, that shit'll be out of here. So, all right, let me get into some other stuff. I don't know what I want to talk about next. Let me see if I saved anything. Oh yeah. Okay, we do some regular degular news.
Regular ass news.
Vital signs all appear normal. But how do you feel?
Feeling. The quality of a thing as imparted through touch. I have been called vision.
When the beat comes in, it does not. Just takes a while. Sean Diddy Combs has now divested from Revolt Media
completely,
the company that he founded. Yeah. I always said when they were like, he stepped down, I'm like, rich people be doing that. It's like Papa John. He stepped down,
but he was still on the board.
Yeah, he never gonna be not part of Papa John. He getting the money.
Right. So they was like, no, brother, this is so bad. You got to go. Like, the whole ship can't sink just because you want to be a part of it.
Yeah, he had remained a significant shareholder in the privately held company, but he's now sold his shares. Following the sale, our newly projected largest shareholder group are Revolt's current employees. The company said on Instagram, shares held by the company's former chairman have been fully redeemed and retired. So they may have had to buy him out. I don't know.
Yeah, would not be surprising if so. And sometimes what you created becomes bigger than you.
Yeah. And companies had approached them to try to buy Diddy's shares over the past several months, but I guess they just didn't. They just rejected the bids, and they just went ahead and paid them to go away. And they also said they would not have accepted any structure that was not Black owned. So that was they weren't trying to let someone else come in, and because white investment groups and stuff will come in, and private equity groups.
Yeah, don't give a fuck and just change everything completely up, and you're like, this is not what we wanted.
Well, also they'll red lobster you.
Yes, they will.
Private equity will come in and they see a weakness and they strip down everybody, the employees and all that shit. And next thing you know, you ain't got a business at all.
At all.
Let's see. What else? Have you heard about the Georgia state representative who's been accused of lying about being in a sorority?
Okay.
Yeah, this is a weird situation.
About in one of the Divine Nine.
Yeah.
Child, who you be playing with? They take that shit very seriously.
Yeah, she said she was a Delta. So finally the AKAs get off somebody didn't try to get y'all. But Yeah, she said she was a Delta, and people started seeing her circulating online. I was like, none of us know her.
Other allegations.
Right. She's not only accused of faking her membership with the Delta sorority, but some of her colleagues here at the State House also told me the representative is lying about being a veteran and an OBGYN. Now, Representative Angela.
Oh, yeah, girl. She hit the
Well,
trifecta.
God damn. She had the confidence of a white man.
Representative Malachi York.
Yeah.
Moore is addressing those accusations.
For Deltas who were upset about the story at first.
And that was her picture that she put on social media.
Story.
That started all of this. It was celebrating. It was, their Founders Day. Happy Founders Day. And people, I don't know, like, this is from 2021. I don't know why it came up recently.
But somebody was like, girl, something don't smell right.
Mm-hmm.
At first. Do you have any reaction for them?
I'm so sorry that we had to take you through this.
An apology from State Representative Angela Moore to the women of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
This is not something that I wanted to go on.
Representative Moore sat down with me
What?
in an
You put your whole ass face out there, then talk about this is not something I wanted. You didn't even go grad chapter. What is this?
And don't forget the military at OBGYN, just in case y'all are getting stuck on the specifics of, like, was she or was she not in this sorority? It seemed like a whole lot of stuff.
A whole ass lie.
Exclusive interview this week. She's accused of faking her membership with the Delta sorority. Moore says she pledged under her former married name, but then after she got divorced, she changed her name to distance herself from her ex-husband. She says that's why her current name doesn't match the Delta membership records.
I refused to tell what my former married name was.
But last Saturday, a Delta.
So she won't even say what her name used to be.
Child, people know. If you lived as long as this lady like she lives, somebody know your pre-name, your post-name. Somebody know who you are. They know your nickname. I don't understand, girl.
Someone on your line would have come out and been like, yes, I know her.
Right.
Leave her alone.
Delta representative told me a thorough investigation was conducted. And, quote, we can confirm that Miss Angela Moore is not and has not ever been a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. But then there are the other allegations.
So let's talk about the veteran issue.
Moore is accused of telling people she is a veteran and an OBGYN.
I am a family veteran. My family is, all of my family.
You
Nigga, you ain't served. What is this?
You ain't never heard of family veterans?
You a family veterinarian? I don't understand. It's not the same.
No, I'm with her on this one. I beat Halo 1 through 4. And if that's not enough, saving the galaxy 4 times is enough for me to park in the veteran spaces at Harris Teeter, then damn it, I guess nobody's worth it.
But you don't go around saying that you a veteran either.
Yes, I'm a veteran of the wars of Halo. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. You weren't there on Reach, Karen. You didn't see the eyes of the digital light die in the eyes of my fellow Spartans. So no, I don't want to hear it. Okay? Damn it. It's, you know what? I'm gonna move on. Because you're gonna get me started, and then I'm gonna start having PTSD and flashbacks.
They're veterans. I worked in OBGYN.
So you're not an OBGYN?
No, I'm not.
But how did you work in OBGYN, but you're not OBGYN?
Well, maybe she was a secretary, but she just told people she was an OBGYN. I don't know.
You work
for school, right? With degrees, right?
Okay, but she said she wasn't one.
But you work for an OBGYN?
No, I worked in the field of OBGYN medicine.
And finally, there's this.
In the field?
In the field.
The fuck that mean?
So she been telling people she's an OBGYN, and then when she was asked what the fuck were you, she's like, oh, I worked in that field, so that's why I said I was an OBGYN. Yep.
Piece of video.
State of Georgia.
It was shot from the House floor, and it appears to show Representative Moore involved in a shoving match with another House member. Moore told me that member hit her ankle.
What? You got nerves to be fighting on the House floor?
Right. I'm okay with people having sex on the house floor. Obviously, that's fine, and recording it. But fighting, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm okay with
Shoving
that.
match with another House member. Moore told me that member hit her ankle.
Oh, it's froze for some reason at that part.
Hit her ankle.
Yeah, so she goes on to say, yeah, the person rolled into her ankle, and that was why she, I guess, why it was okay for her to swing on somebody at work. It's like, oh, they hit your ankle. Well, shit, that's fine. My bad. We didn't realize it was gonna be that people might bump into somebody. Somebody bump into you, you gotta put your hands on them. I mean, shit, we all been there. We all had
she
jobs.
like that representative that got voted out. They was like, everything you represent is a lie.
She represent her clique. Okay.
Her clique is
like
her.
Lil Jon.
There's this piece of video.
State of Georgia.
It was shot from the House floor, and it appears to show Representative Moore involved in a shoving match with another House member. Moore told me that member hit her ankle.
I jumped, screamed, and I took my arm and pushed her back.
Do you believe any of these allegations in any way hinder you serving the people of District 91?
Absolutely not. Whether I'm a Greek, or whether I'm a physician, or whether I'm military.
You are none of these things. What are we talking about here? You are none of these things.
To do with me coming here to the Georgia State Capitol and conducting the people's business.
You know what? Trump is the person who said, if you a crook and a scammer, you can run for office. Mm-hmm. And everybody came out like it's black folks that was like, hey, if he can get away with it, I'll get away with it too, because this is shit people used to be held accountable for, and people were like, get your ass out of here, you are lying.
Maybe she's seen nothing really happen to George Santos yet, and she was like, shit, why not? I think it's just interesting too, because she's like, no, I just worked in the OBGYN. But when they asked her at the end, like, should it matter? It's like, if I'm a physician, it shouldn't matter. No, ma'am, if you're not, you're not those things. So she's like, it shouldn't matter that I'm Delta. It shouldn't matter that I'm an OBGYN.
But you're not.
It shouldn't matter that I served 7 tours in Iraq.
They got books, ma'am, and all the books say no.
Now, Representative Moore told me she has no plans to step down. She also said that she is committed to proving that she is, in fact, a Delta, even though the sorority disputes that claim.
That's not how that works.
How's she going to prove it? How are you committed to proving it, even though you won't verify who you were at the time, and you won't say your name?
What's your line number?
Is she gonna get out there and do like a dance? Is she gonna step?
I mean, I don't know. Was it a line of one? I don't understand.
Maybe she get up there and step. That'll be like, you know what? She couldn't learn them steps on her own, so she proved it. I don't know. Maybe Steve Harvey could host it. I don't know.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but we love to see it. I say just believe in yourself. 74-year-old Nebraska woman was pronounced dead and then found to be alive, breathing at a funeral home.
What?
Yeah.
Somebody made a serious error.
Yeah. The resident of the Mulberry at Waverly Nursing Home in Waverly, Nebraska was pronounced dead at the home at 9:44 a.m. Local time, but once the woman got to Lincoln, about 15 miles away, an employee preparing her body noticed she was still breathing. That's got to be a scary day on the job for that person.
Yes, all of a sudden people start moving. You like,
yeah,
what the fuck is this?
You just sitting up there whistling while you work, getting ready to put the embalming fluid on them, and then it's like, oh, wait a minute, was that a cough?
Right. There has to be something to tell people you ain't dead.
They called 911, transported the patient to a hospital. Yeah, I mean, did they eyeball it? How did they know?
They must have. They were like, well, look, Dad, you old. Old people die every day, B. And they just was like, zoop.
Hey, Martha, it's breakfast. She dead.
I guarantee, because nothing else makes sense. You didn't check the pulse, breathing, or nothing.
Turn off the lights, call the morgue.
Right. It's a wrap.
As of Monday afternoon, she's still alive. The woman was in hospice prior to being declared dead. It has been seen by a doctor who signed a death certificate Monday. The doctor got to go. Was the doctor Was it a doctor or did they work in a doctor clinic? And they just put on their resume.
Were they doing doctor-like activities?
Yeah.
Was they in the vicinity of other doctors?
I'm a OBGYN turn.
Did they just put the paperwork on the doctor's desk and be like, what is it? Just sign it. Just sign it. We already confirmed she did.
That was a good joke. I'm an OBGYN intern. Gosh, you get it? Intern. Never mind. They say it's a very unusual case. Well, I would hope it's not the standard. Oh no, this happens all the time. You go down to the morgue, sometimes you got to double check.
Shit, you bet. Shit, they need a triple check.
All right. One time we had a lady in there. I closed the door, came back. She was watching TV. I said, "Oh, okay, my bad. Thought you was dead."
I mean, did you draw blood? Nothing. You didn't check nothing.
Been doing this 31 years, and nothing like this has ever gotten to this point before.
I know it. I'm like you. I know I had to scare them to death.
Yeah, you could have been about to put embalming fluid in their body or something.
Right.
That's crazy. Like, thank God you realize, like, damn, her chest moving up and down.
Right, something moving. Like you looking like everybody. The only person that's supposed to be moving in here is me.
Yeah.
Anything else moving is a problem.
Oh, that is scary as hell.
Right.
Let's see what other news we have. Actually, I don't care about this news. AP analysis in 2023 is set the record for U.S. heat deaths, killing in areas that used to handle the heat.
Buckle up a woman, dog. It don't matter.
Yep.
It's just a fluke.
Getting hotter and hotter.
Mm-hmm. Places where they usually didn't get triple digits, it's getting triple digits. Places where they used to didn't get no humidity and dry heat, and places where they used to didn't have air conditioning, they're requiring it. You almost have to have it now. Okay, now.
Yep. Can't wait for Trump to undo all this if Biden doesn't win.
He sure will.
Like, even the climate bill that Biden passed will get undone if Trump is in office, even if you feel like that bill's not good enough.
Right.
Then you will get much, much worse. People are literally dying because of heat, but because of global warming.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, particularly with the heat and all across the country, the homelessness rate has gone up. Mm-hmm. And so you're having people that are outside in this sweltering ass heat, having heat strokes and shit. And these are the people you can find. Imagine the people that's like in the forest, in the woods and shit, trying to keep cool, to just randomly die, and you never find their bodies.
Right. So yeah, it's just interesting to see that it's going up. It looks like Arizona accounted for most, like a lot of them just themselves.
Ain't a lot of that state in the desert?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, last year ambulances were dispatched tens of thousands of times after people dropped from the heat.
Woo.
It was relentless and didn't give people a break, especially at night. The heat of 2023 kept coming and people kept dying.
Oh, that's right. Because even though the sun would, like down here, the sun would drop and shit, it still be like 91 degrees at midnight.
Right.
People ain't used to that.
Right. So it's just, you got postal, you got people whose jobs, Amazon delivery people that they can't be out of the heat.
Mm-mm.
And then we know, like, there's the back of UPS trucks, people was dying in that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had to fight and be like, y'all need to put fucking air conditions in these fuckers.
Right. So yeah, it's just, we're living in a hellscape, and then people are just comfortable with this shit. But yeah, and then they just go over a lot of people's individual like deaths and how they died and all this shit. I won't go into all that. All right, let's move into something else. How about let's do some fucking with black people. Pull out my fucking with black people music. Wow, there we go.
Hey, we're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them black people. We're just fucking with them blacks. We're just fucking with black people. Hey, hey, do
Appeals judges halt Atlanta DEI grant fund for black female-led businesses. An 11th Circuit Court of Appeals panel halted an Atlanta Venture Capital Fund small business grant program for black women Monday, a major victory for conservative efforts to dismantle diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in corporate America. It was a 2-1 ruling. The judges said that the Fearless Funds contest likely violates the Federal Civil Rights Act of 1866 that prohibits the use of using race in making contracts. The 3-judge panel, consisting of 2 judges appointed by former President Donald Trump, and another appointed by former President Barack Obama. Let me guess which way they voted. Against it. Also found the Fearless Fund is unlikely to enjoy First Amendment protection, and its program inflicts irreparable harm. I think what is ironic is in every other instance, when it is anything dealing with black, brown, LGBTQ people, whatever, conservative judges will always be like, fuck the old rulings. Plessy versus Ferguson went too far. Brown versus the Board of Education is too much. We made mistakes when we were granting black people the same rights and freedoms as white people. Mm-hmm. And yet, anytime that it is time for black people to specifically get something from a business or whatever based on the grounds of their race, then it becomes, hey, that's racist. And I will now cite those same rulings that I say we fucked up and went too far, we need to get rid of. I will cite them with the opposite impact that they were intended.
Right.
So the impact at the time that these were intended was stop discriminating against black people. Matter of fact, much of the talking points conservatives have is, why don't y'all just help yourselves?
Right.
Why y'all always looking for the government handout or this or that? Why don't you just help your own communities?
We do, and then y'all have a problem with that bullshit too.
Well, when the white man gonna get some? The Fearless Fund, how come no white people can get it? And so, yeah, they use it now the opposite way of it was intended.
And like you say, it's going to have to be, but people going to have to get real clever with their names. And they're going to have to basically leave any form of race out of their name and just do the shit that they do. Just don't give it to white folks. They can apply. But, and when people, no, I don't have to show you anything. I don't have to prove to you why we pick certain things and shit like this. No, we don't have to do any of this.
Yeah, I really think they should just not write it down and just discriminate. Make them go to court and prove something. It's not in writing.
Yep.
Oh, only black women keep winning the contest. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Don't know what to tell you.
They was qualified. We looked at all the candidates. These are the ones we chose. Like, because that's what they do to us. Mm-hmm. When you look around that writer's room, there's nothing but white dudes on it. No one goes, we have a policy of only hiring white people. No, we just we just get the best quality. We want diversity of thought. And boom, there you go with the bullshit. 0 to 100.
Oh, this gets Jakari's just for the simple fact that they understood the rule. They just making the rule and twisting the rule into something it was never meant to be. Mm-hmm. To quote unquote prove their point, and a lot of it is to disenfranchise already disenfranchised people. A lot of it is they tell you to pull yourself by your bootstrap, but they don't want to help you at all, and also they don't want you to use the system to help yourself either. Mm-hmm.
I'm with you. I give it your cards as well, and as someone pointed out in the chat, this is private money. Private equity, which black people get none of, basically. I think they said black women get less than 1% of private venture capital type funds. So y'all are trying to keep us from getting any.
Right.
Essentially, this is whites only money. And it is not public money. So there's no need for federal whatever. They just said, we're ruling against this. Trump appointed us. Power is 100% of the reason we're here. It's not about the rule of law. It's not about following anything. It's just, I have the power. I get to say and do what I want. And what I want is for black people not to have this. Speaking of Supreme Court finds no bias against black voters in South Carolina congressional district. So we all know South Carolina has a Republican stronghold, is a strong Republican stronghold in America. And as always with every southern state that this happens with, it's never that they have the majority. It is never that the black people or the brown people that live there vote that way. Most of the southern states have a huge amount of black people in them.
Yes, they do.
What they do is they basically restrict our right to vote through gerrymandering, through these weird ass,
redlining.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's called redlining. Gerrymandering, I think, is what I'm talking about, where they draw the lines to. But it's the other thing I was gonna say is voter ID laws, the grandfather clause bullshit of back in the day, but just updated to now. And so, voting restrictions on the hours that you can vote. Black people like to vote after church on Sunday.
So
we're now stopping all Sunday voting. And it's very, if you live in the South, it's easy to see. I find that people that don't live down here tend to think these are not big deals, or like, well, just get off work and do, but they don't live here, so they don't know what the fuck they talking about.
Agreed.
At the end of the day, these things are challenged in the state and they eventually go to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has decided, obviously the conservative majority, 6-3 decision, that there's nothing wrong with redistricting, and said that it's not based on their race, it's just based on if you're likely to vote Democrat. Like, it's not really about people being black or white, it's just that the Republicans and whoever's in charge has the right to draw the maps however they want to, as long as they're not taking race into account. Just so happens that the people that vote Democrat are black, and those are the people whose voting power they keep trying to dissolve. So yeah, the Biden administration backed the plaintiffs in the at the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court gave no fucks. So this is what we have going on here, man. So and keep in mind, these are going to be the lines that people vote on in November.
Yes, it is.
And people wonder why. This is why, online social media gets excited. I remember they got excited for Jamie. I can't remember his last name, but the guy that was black dude that was running in South Carolina.
All that money.
And everyone thought he can win because we live on Twitter.
Right.
But the math and the logistics of what it takes to win is not a Twitter popularity contest. It's a feet on the ground contest. And when you are going against an unwinnable map, you can't win. When states like North Carolina, my state, had a map that was ruled not a democracy in our state by a organization that rules that for internationally, not just, they just happen to look at the states with the same level of, like, the same way they would go, is Venezuela a democracy? They did that for North Carolina, and turns out we ain't. At least we weren't at the time. Now, we've been fighting over those maps for years. I think those maps got rejected, but I still think we got new fucked up maps still going.
Yes, we do.
So it's a never ending fight, which is why I'll never listen to the don't vote or we can sit this out people, or we'll just go down ballot. Guess where this went, guys? Let's say you voted very, very liberally in South Carolina for whatever reason. You made your votes and you voted very progressively, but you left Joe Biden off the ballot or whatever. You left Hillary Clinton off the ballot. Yeah, let's go to 2016. You left Hillary Clinton off your ballot. You voted liberally in every other area. Your garbage collector, you didn't give a fuck. It's all the most progressive motherfuckers you can find. And then the people who win in your state pick your judges. Those judges, conservative. But let's say they were liberal. Okay, liberal judges. Boom. It goes up. It gets challenged in the court. The liberal judges go, no. We're on the side of the left. We think you should be able, these maps are unfair. Okay, well, we'll go to Supreme Court. Oh, the Supreme Court. Now, who chose the justices on the Supreme Court? Right. That's why it doesn't make sense when I'll vote locally, but not. No, you everything.
And my thing is, motherfuckers are lying when they say that, because in most states, even here in North Carolina, when we have like the superintendent and the school board and like the person over the librarian, the accountant, it'd be like 2% of the Charlotte population voted, right? Because y'all only come out when it's time for fucking the president.
You right. All right. 0 to 100.
Oh, this is 100.
Okay, Dracarys for me. Supreme Court. Supreme Court is just eternally on the Dracarys at this point.
Oh, okay. Yes, the Dracarys. Okay, so this is like the top court, not like this court
Supreme
of the
Court.
state. Okay,
they can't challenge it any further.
Right. Yes.
This is now the maps in South Carolina. Black people have no voting power.
Dracarys, because post South Carolina, they don't have early voting. Yeah. Like you have to vote on like that day, or show up black ass can't vote. Like it is fucked up.
Michael Eric Dyson is upset that Drake's black identity was dismissed during the rap battle with Kendrick Lamar. On Sunday, he went to talk to Stephen A. Smith, I guess, and he brought it up. He's been making the rounds. I think he also was maybe on the Breakfast Club too. And so he wrote, he was angry over how Drake's black identity was ignored during the feud. Somehow he became a colonizer. The professor acknowledges that the Toronto superstar is Jewish, but he's also black. For people to ignore that he is black is disingenuous. I just would like to reiterate, at no point did Kendrick Lamar say that man wasn't black.
No, he did not.
At no point did he say that man wasn't black. He actually said, how many features till you prove that you're black enough? Meaning like, dude, you can chill on all the stereotypes and trying to co-opt all our culture. You're not culturally African-American, and that's just a fact. The astonishing and deflating speed with which Drake was tarred and feathered as inauthentically black says less about him and more about the revolutionary nativism of cults of pure identity that police the boundaries of blackness like a rogue and racist cop, Dyson wrote in his commentary. In a single spurious stroke of Kendrick's claustrophobic blackness, Drake went from a brilliant embodiment of a rap genius to a cultural carpetbagger who must prove that he deserves to be a black man when a white supremacist culture sees him as little else. As the great poet Tupac Shakur said, he didn't say that part, but he thought it. I'm pissed. I'm pissed that Drake gets dismissed off the scene when he's been Drake for 15 years. You act like you didn't know that, and now he's not really black. Challenging his racial identity, saying he's a culture vulture when he's a black man. He's from Canada. He ain't real. Idris Elba is from the UK. People still love him on The Wire, he continued. So why is that being outside of our geography, outside of our nationality, raises suspicion about Drake? So what's he done to expand the horizon of hip hop is underestimated, even artistically. We have to stop this narrow, punishing, pernicious, limited viewpoint about blackness. The kind of ad hominem remarks as opposed to a full-on embrace of the rhetorical diversity and splendor that is Drake that would be a fairer fight than we could make an estimation of what's going on. No? Okay. Dyson believes that rather than questioning Drake's blackness, the focus should be on evaluating his lyrical abilities, comparing them to those of Kendrick Lamar.
That was a great impression.
Thank you. I feel like he's just selling the book because this is stupid. And I think Michael Eric Dyson is too smart to be this stupid because he knows what Kendrick's pointing at, and it's a rap battle. It's never been like my lyrical ability is better than yours. What is this, 1982? When his fave Tupac was writing Hit 'Em Up, we weren't like, oh, it's about Biggie's lyrical ability. You know what I mean? Like we was like, it starts with, that's why I fucked your wife. Okay, fam, I think this is about something other than who raps better. You know, when Common wrote The Bitch in You, he was dissecting Ice Cube's entire fucking life. Like, he calls me a Hollywood sellout. It was like, and blackness not being questioned, nigga, blackness is coming up immediately in all these beefs. I still remember Jay-Z, even after the beef was over, when he put out the Blueprint 2.0, and he had that song where he's like, can't you see that he's fake the rap version of TD Jakes prophesizing on the CDs and tapes? It won't break you off a little bit of the something that he makes. And it's like, he's still questioning Nas's activism and lyrical allegiance to blackness in that. I don't know if Michael Eric Dyson just got soft, or he just need to sell that book. It's just been a while of just no one's talked about him. So here come Michael Eric Dyson, like, let me get on these mics, because this is one of the worst takes I've ever read.
Yeah, this is bad.
Yeah,
it's real bad.
And it's kind of like the Caitlin Clark thing. You're not making me feel better. You're only making me go harder on Drake. Is that what you wanted, sir? Because I can do it. Like the man putting out songs of Sexy Red and what Guan Delilah, like it's over for him right now. I don't know what he's gonna do to come back, but none of the stuff he's done so far is it.
Yep.
And it's definitely making me question his Canadian blackness. Well, when he hopped on that what Guan Delilah, I said, oh man, maybe Kendrick had some points. And he need to go a little further and say he's not even black. Anyway, what would you score this one, Crowdy?
This one, it gets a 0.
0 from Karen. Okay.
Because I didn't come to you for hip hop takes. I'm so sorry to inform you. I really don't care what you got to say. And then he's so vocabularious that you get lost in his jumblation of and correlations of words. That I'm like, I'm good, dog. Don't really care what you got to say.
I'm just gonna Google Michael Eric Dyson parents. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. I give it a 50. Michael gotta be better than this. Come on, bro. You better than this. You don't gotta do this. I didn't realize you identified with the losers. Well, whatever Cat Williams said. Like, what, nigga? What
is this?
What are you doing?
This don't make no sense.
I mean, how you gonna skip over the pedophile shit? What? You listen, the man might be a pedophile, but you will not question his blackness. He is a black pedophile. Okay, he may be Jewish and from
Black
Canada, but he is not a colonizer. He's a sodomizer.
Oh no!
All right. And what about the shit Drake said about Kendrick? You know, like, it's about lyrical prowess and beating your wife and your kids ain't yours. And you're short. Like, shut up, man. It's a fucking rap beat. I told y'all. I'm actually glad we covered this, because I told y'all I don't want to hear no scholarly bullshit.
Don't care.
We don't care from jump. Don't nobody want to hear that. It's a rap beat,
right?
Why are you coming here with that bullshit? No one was sitting up here like,
did nobody ask you to pull out your degrees and explain?
Right. No, we didn't go look up Drake's 23andMe. We know what it is.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
Right, you taking out all the fun. Get out of here.
All right, let's get into another segment.
Oh shit.
News. All right. Ready for some Who News?
All right. You know I don't know.
You look forward to not knowing.
I'm surprised when I do know.
California-based rapper Polo G was arrested for weapons charge possession.
Polo G.
In
20-something year old.
25 years old.
About to say, because
he made a song called Pop Out.
Pop Out of what?
I didn't hear the song yet.
Oh, okay.
The song's called Pop Out. There was a gun in his Manhattan hotel room. Oh, that's not good. Oh, you don't want to have a gun in New York. Oh boy. The maid cleaning his room found a gun.
Oh no! Oh no! You say polo like chicken?
Polo. I think that's pollo, and that's 2 L's. Polo, like the shirt.
Oh, like the shirt. Oh, okay.
You know, I like the sport. Hotel called police who charged Polo G with weapons possession. He posted $25,000 cash or $50,000 bond following an arraignment in the criminal court. Originally from Chicago, Polo G spent time in that city's jails for selling drugs before he began putting out raps and music videos online.
Oh, he living that rap life, living that life.
His music quickly caught fire. He scored a record contract while still in his teens. He's known for his 2019 hit Finer Things from his debut album that cracked the top 10 on Billboard 100. His 4th studio album came out last year. He's best known for a song with Bronx rapper Lil TJ, Pop Out, which has amassed over 80 million views on YouTube and peaked at number 11 on the Billboard Top 100. He has over 11 million followers on Instagram.
Child, I be all out the loop. I be like, who is you? Well, I'm not 1 in 11 million, as y'all can see.
Well, that's the basis for this segment. If it wasn't for you not knowing anything about these people, we wouldn't be able to do it.
I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
Probably famous. He walk around me all the time, and I'd just be oblivious.
He was arrested twice in Los Angeles one day last August. The cops arresting his younger brother. They don't say his name. Oh, who is also a rapper who goes by the name Trench Baby. So Polo G and Trench Baby.
Okay.
I feel like it should be like Polo G and then like Polo F, you know, because anyway, they found a short barrel rifle in his home that they shared. Then they were rearrested by the Burbank police, who charged them with kidnapping, robbery, and assault for an incident in April.
Damn.
He was arrested from a Burbank jail at the paying. I think they mean released at the paying $10,000 bail. Because I was like, how you gonna get arrested from a jail?
Right,
so they waiting outside.
They're like, come on, let's take it to the next one.
Right, you free to go. Clink clink. You got the right to remain.
I know.
Silent.
We're gonna be your chaperone to the next location.
Right. Like, you can't do that shit. You free to go. Dun-dun. Is that the Law and Order sound? Yep. You're under arrest.
You're under arrest.
In November, Trench Baby, whose given name is Torian Bartlett, was arrested on murder charges.
Oh!
For participating in a fatal drive-by shooting in North Hollywood.
Oh no.
Good luck. So, all right, that's been Who News. So, Karen, good job.
See, I'm not the only one.
News. All right, last thing, guess the race. This time we're 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 guess the race. Guess the race. Y'all know what the rules of the game are. Karen's playing. You're playing. Let's get racist. Let's get racist.
Come on down. Start your racist engines.
Wife of former Harvard morgue manager pleads guilty to charges in connection with body part thefts.
Oh, damn.
The woman accused of helping her husband sell body parts online has ended a guilty plea.
So what is happened?
Well, my guess is if I keep reading, you'll get more details.
Okay.
But if you'd like to just spew out some random questions, I can wait.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
Okay. All right.
I got all the questions, but go ahead.
You only done 3,000 of these.
I shocked every time.
Denise Lodge changed her plea on the count of aiding and abetting interstate transport of stolen goods. In exchange, all the other charges against her will be dropped. The Pennsylvania man, also charged in the case, who admitted to buying human remains from multiple people, had already pleaded guilty.
Oh, damn. You had multiple stops?
Well, you go, is that on Craigslist? How do you even
Right.
get?
How do you know?
How do you get in the dead body part buying game?
and
especially
that's the dark web for real.
Right, especially the black market of it.
Right.
Lodge's husband, Cedric Lodge, is the former manager of the morgue at Harvard Medical School. He's accused of taking human remains back to his New Hampshire home and selling them online for a profit. Prosecutor, the first day he took a foot home, man, that had to be crazy. Prosecutors said Cedric
Didn't
Lodge,
nobody be like, where you get the ankle from?
Right.
No, but nobody asked questions.
Prosecutors, yeah, they're gonna do a Vince Gilligan gonna do a show about it called Breaking Leg. Breaking Bod. Prosecutors said Cedric Lodge stole everything from head, skin, bone, and even brains.
Goddamn.
Right. I know, because all four of those could be euphemisms for penises. That's crazy.
I didn't even think about that.
You know, for especially for sex, you know, getting some head, you know, the bone, getting some skins, and even brains, which is the same as getting some head. He did it. A class action lawsuit has been filed against Harvard and Cedric Lodge by families who had donated their loved ones' bodies to the medical school. Oh, so he was flipping donated bodies.
Oh, right. Because some people donate to people's bodies for like
science
study purposes, you know, to see what you can do, right?
Yeah, you know, the CTEs research and shit. People do that all the time, you know.
So he was like, "Hey, I can make some extra coins." He was like, "They don't pay me enough just to be chopping people up."
Yeah, they should donate more people's bodies to see if we can find the mystery to the racist bone. Because I think it's in there. People be saying I don't have one in my body, but I'm like, maybe we should
there might be one in there.
Let the Harvard Medical School be the decider of that. At any rate, Karen, guess the race of Denise Lodge.
Denise White.
Karen's going white. Let's check the chat room. See what they say. White as the bones he was selling. Like, do you advertise you got the bones, or does someone ask you for the bones?
Right. Like.
Hey man, I got femurs.
How do you even get on the list?
I got two for one femurs, man. Let me know.
I got 2 kidneys, 2,000 for the left, 2,000 for the right.
I think, yeah. I wonder, are they buying dead kidneys? Like, I feel you buy.
They're buying bones.
Yeah, I have so many questions.
Are they selling eyes? Like, I
don't know. Who want dead eyes? A Shane got charged an arm and a leg behind that man. White, black, Harvard, white, blood bones, white, bleach bone, built, butch, body parts dealer, white, colonizing bones like his ancestors, white, black, fresh market out of the dorm, white, black fresh. All right, the correct answer is everyone said white. You're right. How would you know your wife would be into it? I feel like
I got something to share with you. Okay. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
I want to sell somebody parts.
Me too.
Yeah, I feel like she is the wife on Goodfellas. You know?
Yeah, yes.
She was in on it too.
The mafia wife.
She was like, after a while, I started getting used to being a maid woman. The money from the body parts. I was driving a convertible.
I got my fur coat. I was a maid woman.
All right.
And you wonder how I got here.
Right. Oh man. Investigators charged that a funeral home worker planned to use a body bag to smuggle a life-size sex doll out of the home of a man who died in his Nebraska residence.
So what was you gonna do? Leave the body there?
Didn't this happen before? I know we read a
I know we
story
read
similar to this.
I know we read a story before.
This happened more than once in a lifetime.
Yeah, gotta be, because I think the other story they were caught like being intimate with the doll or something. Wasn't that one?
Let's keep reading. Ryan Smith, 42. He was arrested in October for allegedly breaking into Omaha apartment where the deceased man had lived. At the time, he worked for Mid-America First Call, which handles removals, transportation, embalming, cremations, and ship outs. Yeah, this the same dude. Yeah, him and a co-worker were dispatched to the Rock Creek Apartments to collect the decedent's body. Inside the unit, near the body on the bed, was a very real life-size version of an adult female. Both of the males that came to collect the body made comments about the sex doll found at the location. This is another reason I would never own a sex doll. Y'all can't find me dead next to a fucking sex doll. My ghost will never leave the earth. It'll be mortified. I can't.
You be hunting that place forever.
Yeah, they gonna be at the sex doll, gonna be a witness. How did he die? On top of me? No thanks. Anyway, he was white. Let's go to a different one then. All right. Let's see if we get this one. Kids ate cupcakes tainted by Safeway sicko.
What?
When police searched the home of a Colorado supermarket worker suspected of a series of 20 indecent exposure incidents. 20? Was he going for the Guinness Book of World Records? 20?
What? Was it one per cupcake? The fuck is this?
They discovered shocking videos showing the man, a registered sex offender, contaminated assorted food products with bodily fluid, including a special order of cupcakes later consumed by children attending a birthday party. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Oh no. Oh no.
No. Not the kids.
Gave him that finger looking good frosting.
The probe of Stephen Masalta.
Add a little bit something special in the center of the batter.
32. Stephen Masalta, 32. The probe is detailed in a court affidavit prepared prior to his arrest. He's locked up in lieu of $250,000 cash bond. So he definitely ain't got that working at Safeway.
You know they don't.
It was a 5-month-long string of lewd episodes outside different coffee shops in Loveland and Fort Collins.
Oh no.
A male suspect wearing a face mask or a gaiter, that's the thing that covers the bottom of your face, would appear in the pre-dawn hours outside of the shop and begin masturbating in view of the workers inside. At times he was seen recording as he exposed himself.
Oh no.
Surveillance video for some of the crime scenes captured a silver sedan in the area at the time of the incidents. A detective concluded the vehicle was a 2015 or 2017 Hyundai Sonata. Subsequent search of law enforcement and sex offender databases revealed that a 2016 Hyundai Sonata with California plates was associated with Stephen William Masalta.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Do you think somebody bit into that cupcake and go, I can't believe this not batter?
This baby batter.
Not cake batter.
They were like, I specifically asked for you to make this with no nuts.
At least he know it was spreadable.
I don't even know what that means.
The frosting, like everything is just spreadable.
Oh, okay. All right. I feel like all the frostings are spreadable. Let me stop. I know that's abuse. I was supposed to laugh at that. I don't care. You crazy girl.
No, you ain't got to laugh.
No, that one woman is listening, Karen. She said she stopped listening, but she's like,
force me to step up my comedy game. I need to be a little sharper.
After placing an electronic tracker on his car, which showed him parking near Starbucks locations in Denver and Lakewood's Hello Coffee. What was the coffee about? Why did he need to go to coffee shops?
Did the coffee get him started?
I don't know.
Did it get the sperm rolling? I don't understand.
Yeah. Like, why did he choose coffee shops? That's also like a place cops hang out. That's crazy. They executed a search warrant of his home February 20th. Seized 3 phones, 2 laptops, an iPad, and 4 flash drives. Damn. They also found a journal. Well, we say that. That's funny, but honestly, all of us have that in our house. Like I have 3 phones, me and Karen's phone plus an old iPhone that I don't use that was just in the backup. I have an iPad. I got 4 flash drives around here somewhere. I
Probably
definitely
will.
got 2 laptops. Like I was like, it's just funny because whenever it's a pedophile, we be like, he
Like,
did it.
goddamn.
Why you need all that
That's a lot of
technology?
space.
It's like he had 3 smart TVs, 2 Xboxes. Oh, this nigga is filthy.
Right?
God damn, I've never seen a guilty man.
PlayStation and a Nintendo.
He had a PlayStation, a Switch, and an Xbox. Oh, he is a serial rapist. Lock him up.
Right?
With Salter's name on it, where he discussed his. Oh, they found a journal with his name on it where he discussed his sexual immorality, sex addiction, and deviant impulses. Well, we love when they write it down.
Oh no, make it simple. Did he just write have a diary?
That's what they said they found. Yeah. Yeah, they found a journal. That's basically a diary for a man.
Okay.
A diary for men afraid of saying it's a
diary.
No, it's my journal. Okay. I'm not a bitch. Anyway, I'm gonna lay on my stomach. Gonna lay on my stomach with my feet kicked up in the air on my bed.
And give me that ink pen.
Write about my day. I'm gonna write a woman who I have a crush on first name and my last name in different ways.
In fonts, yes.
Mrs. Roderick Morrow.
With hearts around it.
Miss Karen Morrow. Mr. Roderick Parson. I don't know what I'm into.
I might want to change my name.
But they also found 2 more phones in his car. Okay, now we're getting into okay.
2 more phones. Damn, you got the family plan for one person? They're like, how many lines you want? 10. Okay, and then are you the person for on all the phones?
They'll never put this one in the commercial,
right?
When Flo or whoever is selling us not Flo, but the woman at AT&T, Lily, when Lily is selling you somebody something, it's always like, I need a phone for my daughter who's in soccer practice, my wife who works in this, and me who's so and so. And it's like, we got a 4-in-1 plan, and you even got one for your son, But they never show this version of commercial where it's just one creepy guy in a trench coat with a gator cover, have his mask, being like, I need 10 of them phones.
Oh, you ain't never getting that.
I need 4 separate lines. How much video can this thing hold?
Is it unlimited?
I need the best cameras. I need 5 iPhone 37s. So yeah, and then they said in the house they also found the car, they also found printed images of women, some unclothed from angles where it appears the women may not know they were being photographed. So you just taking creep shots of women. Some of the photos contain handwritten notes about the women's physical appearance and how the writer wanted to have sexual contact with them. He also drew ejaculated penises on some of the images. Oh, are you 3?
What are you, a 9-year-old boy? What is this?
This is how I would jerk off on those feet. Additionally, Colorado cops noted stains on the driver's and passenger seat that fluoresced under the alternative light source, indicating the presence of bodily fluid.
Oh, so he's been jacking off in the car.
Jacking off in the car, then drawing pictures of penises on women that didn't know they got photographed.
Oh no.
An examination of his phones revealed a variety of vow videos. One clip shot on January 4th showed someone, presumably Masalta, masturbating and touching his penis to donuts in what appeared to be a grocery store. At the time of the recording,
that's more than a sweet tooth.
Yes, it's a sweet penis.
Apparently so.
At the time of the recording, Masalta worked as a night stalker at Safeway supermarket in Fort Collins. He was previously employed by Starbucks. Oh, so it was a revenge. And 24-hour fitness.
24-hour fit. That post 24-hour fitness.
Well, they say that's where you go to get jacked.
Apparently. Yeah, everybody getting jacked. You getting jacked, he getting jacked off.
That was the joke, but yes, thank you. That's what I meant. The punchdown of the week goes to Karen.
Yes. I'm making JL proud.
Yeah, man, that's gotta suck. That's when the cops really took it serious, when they seen them donuts getting desecrated.
Yes.
They said, this son of a bitch is going down. Get the warrant, call SWAT.
We got a problem.
Listen, kill as many black people as you want. All right.
But we will not put up with this bullshit.
Do all the hate crimes. Continue Asian violence. All right. All the sexual assaults. We don't give a fuck. But the second you put one drop of semen on a donut in my city, you're going down.
It's all hell to pay. Somebody call it Dick and Donuts. That's hilarious.
In one of the videos, Masalta touches his penis to and masturbates on a batch of 12 cupcakes. They were a special order placed with the Safeway bakery by a female customer requested extra sprinkles on the cupcakes. No, now he's got a sense of irony.
You gonna get a few extra sprinkles.
This man is the Batman villain of jacking off villains. Like, this is Batman level diabolical.
And these just ones they find it. Imagine the people who have no idea that they was getting.
Yeah, he didn't. He probably didn't record all of them.
Right. They was getting a special delivery with their delivery.
On an order label affixed to the cupcake container, the store employee had written, "Add Super Mario toys if we have." That's a weird detail. The woman had ordered a total of 24 cupcakes. The video shows them contaminating one box of 12. The cupcakes were consumed at a birthday party for the woman's son, which had 16 children and several adults. Oh, I feel so bad for those adults too. Because the children don't know.
Right.
But at least a couple of those adults were like,
this tastes spermy.
Nah.
You know they was like, this can't be.
Yeah.
I know I'm tripping.
Except one person that was real sure. The mom with the OnlyFans. She was like, put them goddamn cupcakes down, boy, we gotta go.
She's smacking them out of everybody's hands.
Oh, mama, I'll buy you ice cream. Just shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing to nobody.
I'm gonna be a part of this.
Somebody bit into one, was like, 6'3".
Size 13 shoe.
I believe he works at Safeway. No, Starbucks. No, he used to work at Starbucks. Now he works at Safeway. Brown eyes. All right. Multiple detectives worked to contact the family of the children who ate the cupcakes. Well, at that point, I mean, honest to God, don't call me. That was January. If my kid's still fucking alive, none of us need to know what happened.
Now I got to sue them because I was like, how the fuck did y'all let this happen?
At this point, it's like spiders in your sleep. We've all eaten them, but nobody want to know when. I don't want to wake up in the morning, somebody like, oh, yeah, you ate 3 spiders last night. No, just we don't talk about that. The sperm is gone, man. You can't put the sperm back in the penis.
No, you can't.
Never cry over spilled sperm. That's what I always say.
Never.
I've been saying it my whole life.
That's the motto, huh?
I wish a motherfucker don't call me. Don't even tell me my kid ate that. That was 8 months ago.
We done forgot about that.
Now I'm gonna be paranoid for the rest of my life. Kid gonna eat nothing but vegetables all these kids gonna be skinny as hell. Cause they gonna be like,
ain't nobody knows no more sweets in this house.
I don't eat anything I can't wash. Well, it's just a cupcake. No.
If I can't wash it, we ain't eating it.
Right. I need to wash the cupcake. Oh, he's just making me paranoid. Anyway, he's scheduled for a May 10th court appearance. What guess the race?
White.
All right. Well, let's check the chat room, see what they believe.
What was his name again?
His name was something Masalta.
White.
Stephen Masalta. Also, there's a video of him having sex with a naked woman in his car, and he had searches for prostitution, Denver, Colorado, and worst place for prostitution, Denver, Colorado.
Oh no. Stephen Masalta was assaulting them cupcakes.
That's a good one. Let's see. Lock his ass up with Trench Baby right now. White, wrote happy birthday and jizz on the cupcakes. White, no.
Oh no.
Krispy Kremer, the town diddler, splashes onto the scene again.
Oh no.
Holy pastries, Batman. pastry filling. Doesn't believe in drag queens reading to his kids. Right? Well, I mean, come on, that's just sick. The correct answer is white. Oh my
God. That's hilarious.
All right. Well, Karen, I believe you're 2 for 2. Right?
I am.
All right. Well, you know what that means.
What that mean?
What time is it? That bitch was white.
I ain't racist. How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Call them niggas. Just call them niggas.
It's time to get
gold teeth, gold chain wearing, fried chicken and biscuit eating, monkey ate baboon, big thigh, fast running, high jumping, spear chucking, 360-degree basketball.
Police give Mr. Monopoly a chance to go directly to jail.
Not Mr. Monopoly.
After being stuffed into a patrol car, an accused vandal told police that his name was Mr. Monopoly. What does that mean? He drove the car, or was he the thimble? Or
I don't know. Does he own Park Place and Boardwalk? What's
right.
happening here?
This is some real Mediterranean Ave type of behavior.
Right.
And that he was born, of course, on 4/20/69.
That's hilarious.
Investigators say Ryan Howard, 33, was arrested Saturday evening for spray painting a wall in St. Petersburg, Florida. When officers confronted him, Howard had a bag slung over his shoulder containing spray paint cans that could be observed in plain view. Told that he was required to identify himself, Howard was initially mute. But after being detained, Howard stated Mr. Monopoly and provided the birthday of 4/20/1969. Howard was, I feel like as a cop, because they know he's just talking shit. And you know that's not a real answer. But I like that the cop took the time to be petty and wrote it down. Like, well, we got to look it up. Just going to let you know. Once we have to look this up, if it ain't you, it's a misdemeanor. So,
yeah.
You sure?
You sure?
Mr. Monopoly?
I'm pretty sure they asked him multiple times.
Right. You don't want to put on a monocle? I don't see a top hat. All right. Howard was then subsequently identified via his Maine driver's license. Maine, the state.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not Maine, like he got another driver's license.
Nah, see, that's my side driver's license.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She don't really come around all the time like that. She cool. You know what I'm saying? We hook up on the weekends with that driver's license. In addition to criminal mischief, Howard was charged with resisting a misdemeanor for providing cops with a fake name, told you, and a date of birth. Seen above, Howard has a chance to go directly to jail. He'll be released from custody after officials collect $1,000 bond.
Oh, that's more than 200.
Well, maybe he just keep rolling until he rolled doubles. Then he could get out. You know, should have went to Park Place.
He'd have been all right. Should have got some utilities. You'd have been all right.
Yeah, he just need to get out of the community, go to the community chest, land on free parking or something like that. All right, Karen, guess the race of Mr. Not Mr. Monopoly, Mr. Howard, Ryan Howard.
Ryan Howard was white and he owned all the railroads.
You know, he started crying in the car. Some real waterworks.
Yes, waterworks.
Let's see. Mr. Park Place is more like it white. It is interesting how certain places on Monopoly I associate with white people. Mm-hmm. Like once you get the boardwalk and Park Place, I'm like, that's where the whites live.
Right.
And right off of what is it, Baltic Ave? I'm like, yes, nothing but niggas. Huffing that stuff white. The correct answer is
hilarious.
Is white. Oh, someone said black. I don't know why. Well, I know why. Because you're wrong, Marissa. Someone needed to be wrong. It was going too well. Here he is, Mr. Monopoly. Kind of got the mustache a little bit.
Got them ears.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you put a hat and a monocle on him, put him in a Model T.
Mm-hmm. He look like
that's Mr. Monopoly to me.
Yes, it is.
Maybe it's because all white people look alike. I don't know. but he looked Mr. Monopoly up to me.
He does.
All right, last thing, of course, sword ratchetness. Sword attack leads to severe injury. An early morning stabbing led one person to be life flighted for an injury sustained, and another person to receive criminal charges. So I guess they had to get the helicopter on them. They're flying to the hospital. It's 2:43 a.m. May 15th. They got a call on 911. Someone had been stabbed, and they feared they would be attacked next.
Oh shit!
Officers responded to 500 block of Homestead Avenue. Officers knocked on the door of the residence, detained a person identified as Gary Shot. I don't have a picture. He told officers that he needed to help his friend, saying his friend had cut himself with a sword. Officers entered the residence, located one person in the hallway in a state of semi-consciousness with a severe laceration on his right hand, consistent with a defensive wound. The person who reported the incident was found holding the injured person. While the injured person was being treated by EMS, officers spoke with the person who reported the incident, and that person told officers that Shot had taken drugs, that they had observed him picking up a sword with a long blade, and he began stabbing furniture and walls. The person told officers that after going into another room out of fear for their safety, they heard Shot arguing with the other person, advising that Shot was screaming at them. The person who reported the incident told officers they left the bedroom, observed that their friend had been injured and was semi-conscious. Officers observed a large amount of blood splatter pooling throughout the residence, except in the bedrooms. During the search, they also located a sword with blood and drywall on it.
Oh,
I think you got your assault evidence.
Yeah, you don't say.
They also located a large amount of methamphetamine paraphernalia strewn across the residence, as well as marijuana paraphernalia. The injured person was transported to Butte, I don't know, General Hospital, and was life flighted to be treated for the injury. Shot was taken into custody, was charged with second-degree assault, a Class 2A felony, use of a deadly weapon to commit a felony Class 2 felony, and third-degree assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor. So there you go.
He's breaking all the classes.
Drugs and swords don't mix.
No, they do not.
Okay. All right, y'all. We'll talk to you Saturday. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah.